Hi, I'm Katie Sariani Bowl, and welcome to Katie Stories number 16. Did you catch last week when my friend Karen came on? Is she not funny or what? She was like the star of the show. We laughed so much after making the video because during the video, I'm watching the time, I'm focused on what she's saying and tried to responding. It was harder than it looked. Yeah, you wouldn't think I'd have trouble just talking to someone. No way, I'm a talker. But especially when we were getting towards the end, you know what? I had no idea that she was going to tell me that she had an issue with an eating disorder that was inspired by knowing what I was up to in my early 20s, and this actually affected her in her 30s, and I didn't know. So when I was sitting here, I really was stunned for real, as I took a minute to process kind of long, because I was thinking, oh my God, like we were hanging out then, and I was so concerned about my weight then. You know, I was carrying some extra mom weight and was just struggling with the whole motherhood thing that I didn't feel came naturally to me in the PTA mom way. And so I didn't know that about Karen, and I just really applaud her, because if you're listening, Karen, I think you're amazing and so fierce. You always have been, and I love that no matter what our age, right? And you're turning 53 like me the end of this month. My birthday's next Sunday on the 22nd, and Karen is just in that whole process right now of just loving herself, right? You got to love yourself. Yourself comes first. Don't worry about relationships and making someone happy or someone making you happy, because it's all got to come within you. And when it does, and you really love and know who you are and respect yourself, that's when you're going to attract someone that's going to honor that and that you are going to honor back. So thanks, Karen. That was really fun. I had such a good time with you. I want to get more people on here. So I was thinking of this one shameless story. The one I was going to tell, it was funny. I ran it by my 18-year-old daughter, and she was like, no, you work in the schools, save it for the book. So there you go. Don't think you're just getting all my secrets on here. You're going to have to buy the full story, 311 Elizabeth, when it's ready, which it's not. Right now, I've got the outline kind of almost done. I took a break from working with the editor until I finish with these stories, and then I think we'll get to work on it this spring and be looking for a big publisher. But you know, there's no big time limit. This is just Katie time, so it's gonna happen when it happens. And I thank you for your support, because that's part of it, is promoting myself, self-promotion, right, on YouTube and on here. And that's just kind of the way it goes now in publishing, with anything that you're gonna do, right? So I always seek to entertain you, inspire, and sometimes to educate. And it's just great to all connect and support one another. So I was going to share this shameless story, and I thought, well, that one's a little much. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this other one. It's really good. Okay, so Michelle Cliche Tuano, if you're listening, I'd love to have you for a story. But since you're kind of, you know, up the island a ways, I'm going to tell this one without you, and you'll have to come join me for another one. So Michelle and I, this is in the early 90s, and we were all living in Vancouver, and we went to Penticton, Peach Fest, it's called. It's got some other interesting names too, but I work in a school, so I won't say them. And wow, that was quite the ordeal, the big journey we went on. We went to see the Bryan Adams concert, and we went to Peach Fest. And we were the first ones. The guys had to work, so we had my little CRX Honda, my little Honda CRX, and we took off, and we were gonna meet the guys like late that night. They were showing up. So we didn't have any booze on us, but you know, we had a little weed, and we had a couple of doobies rolled up in a cigarette pack. We also had a 1/4 ounce of pot shoved in one of our backpacks. And as we were getting into Penticton, there's a massive roadblock, like the hugest one I've ever seen, because they're checking everyone out that's coming into Peach Fest. And the cop, he's really good looking. Like, he is smoking hot. And Michelle's driving my car. And he says, okay, girls, do you have any booze in the car? Do you have any alcohol? We're like, no. And it was true, we didn't. We're gonna buy it there. So he said, okay, and he must have smelled something. So he goes, just hand me over all your drugs and I'll let you go. And we kind of looked at each other and he goes, if you hand me over whatever you have, I'm just gonna take it and let you go on into Penticton and enjoy your weekend. If you tell me you don't have anything, I'm gonna search your car, and if I find it, you won't be going to Peachland or to Penticton, to Peach Fest, and you know, I'll be charging you. So at that very split second, Michelle and I looked at each other and stared right at the cigarette pack in front and handed it to him. And so he grabs the joints and holds them up to the cops across from him and goes, it worked, it worked. So Michelle and I, oh my God, did he seriously just trick us? And then he laughed and he said, oh girls, how am I supposed to marry you if you smoke pot? And we're like, well, you know, we really don't. Like, it's just the weekend and we're gonna be hanging out and not driving and partying, and we just brought a few, you know, that someone gave us. And he, you know, so he took our names and addresses and phone numbers down on a little pad of paper and he let us go through, unbeknownst to him, with the 1/4 ounce still stuffed in our backpacks. And we were like, ah. And I don't know, maybe karma caught up, because actually that night we got to the bar in Penticton and I got up to dance and somebody went in my wallet and took my $100 and left me 12. So there you go. There's always a little loop. And that weekend I remember being kind of a nightmare, because the guy I was going out with at the time was quite a heavy drinker. And we all did the canal ride where you get on the inner tubes and it's like a 2-hour nice slow ride down the canal, and someone else picks you up in a van and brings you back. And this is all like in the early 90s. So there's nothing really structured about it. It was kind of cool. But the guys we were with were already hammered, and it was like 1 PM, and they were just getting really obnoxious and annoying, and we just wanted to ditch them. And they had this Crown Royal, bottle of Crown Royal. They were just about to crack it and they dropped it into the canal. And there was like all these weeds and everything, and they were under there swimming in the mud and pulling at weeds trying to find this bottle that we dropped, and we were just laughing. We were just so happy. And actually we did ditch them. We drove back in my car, just my friend and I, and left them all to fend for themselves with other people in vans. And yeah, so that was all good. Well, we are at 7, almost 8 minutes now. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I think I'm gonna chat with you next Monday. It's my birthday Sunday, so I will talk to you the day before, the day after, and getting close to Christmas. So I think I need to share some Christmas stories. And then one of my best friends, Rhonda, hi Rhonda, is hopefully gonna join me maybe the week after, and we can talk about some funny stories. She used to hang out at Elizabeth Street all the time where I grew up, and we've got some real good ones. They're funny, they're just random, but they'll make you laugh. So thank you, Nathaniel. I hope you see enough of the fire. I'm just talking to a student of mine that was giving me some pointers. He's been a big help. I've given out a lot of chocolate bars for all those subscribers. I'm shameless. I will do what I have to do to get those numbers up. So please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Like the videos, comment, help me beat those the big algorithm machine. We can do this together, gang. And I will talk to you next Monday, December 23rd. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.